I'm a pepper, you're a pepper, wouldn't you be a pepper, Dr. Pepper? Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. Hello, friends. How y'all doing this morning? I am mighty. I'm a little tired, I think. I am. But gotta keep on moving, gotta keep moving, and gotta keep grooving. Today is Friday for all of you who work Monday through Friday. Today is your day. It's your day. It's time to get excited. It's time to feel the love. It is time to feel regenerated. Regenerated. Danielle the bully is here today for you to bully and harass your way through the day. I hope you don't mind my bullying ways because I'm a mean-spirited, mean, fucking rude-ass Tony person. Here I am brought to you today, running on a treadmill with all my tone, my anger, my bullying tactics. Who wants to be bullied today? I am here for you. I will help you, and I will see it through. Yes, I cleaned the kitchen up. You think I can leave that kitchen mess in there? You should have seen the side of his table in the bedroom. That was, look, what the hell? YouTube, get your shit together. YouTube is having problems. Hang tight, hang tough. YouTube is glitching. Yeah, I have a big mouse. That was brought to you by Andrew, Joseph Salinger, and Daniel Isaac. That's right. There were no plum seeds today. The plum seeds would be brought to you by Edward Salinger. But he scared me this morning because I went to turn on my dryer and it wasn't working. So the old goat was in there pressing buttons. That's right, I said it, the old goat. So all of a sudden I looked down and saw a blinking red light and said, your panel is locked. Now, that was brought to you by Edward Salinger. Yep, AKA the old goat. Yep, that's right. He scared me for a minute. I thought, well, shit. Now I need a new dryer. Nope, turns out Ed was just pressing buttons. Thank the Lord and everything above. Yep, hi Laura, how are you? Comments not posting. I see you, married girl. He likes to push buttons. Hi Colin, how are you doing, bruh? I hope everybody is doing good. I'm dragging ass today. I'm dragging ass. Yep, Dan made me play on the playground last night. So we had a little experimentation with some of the nice presents that Jake Dar with 2 R's sent me. So I had to put in my time a little bit because no beads. I knew that was coming. No beads. Dan said, are you going to report tomorrow? I said yes, because I think it's important for people who like these apparatuses to know what's good and what's not. Now, as for myself, women, men, stand aside. Men, I see you, Iceman. I'm not much into, well, first Dan said, dude, he's this, I said, everybody's gonna wanna know about the beads. And I said, well, he said, well, does everybody know those beads will never resurface, will never ever get out of the package? I said, no. He goes, I don't understand how that goes all the way up. And I said, well, we can experiment. We don't have to go all the way. We can just try a little bit, but you go first. And he said, nope, no can do. He said the lube. Oh, the jelly. No jelly. So we had a couple bigger devices. One was like a wand of such, just the wand, and it looks like a neck massager. It's a smaller, not a big daddy, Mack truck one, but it's had a little knob at the end. That one, I can tell you, will be the neck massager. Yes, that will stay up around my neck, my traps, and such. Wasn't a fan. Then I got one that was different shape, a curve, if you will. Same shape, but just a curve. The curve was a little troubling. So that one kind of hurt, Jake, Dar. So that one will be just a tip if necessary. Now, the one that I advise all men to run and get their wives, girlfriends, lovers, was the octopus type apparatus. Now that one was a buzzer, a sucker, and a very interesting woo occasionally. Now that one sent fireworks going through my body. So I will get the link. I will get the link from Jake, and I will put it on my link tree for y'all. Because if you don't know what I'm talking about, that it was purple. I'm sure you can buy numerous colors, but it's hand size. Fits in the palm of your hand, and that was a tickler. That was good. So yay on that. The other stuff, ow, I'm having a spasm. The other stuff, not so much. So Jake, you won on the sucker, the clucker, and the fucker. But the other two, the pink one will be a great neck massager because of the knob at the top. So, anywho, there you have it. We are not talking about Ed. Please refrain from talking about Ed when we are talking about playing on the playground. I don't like to cross-contaminate the two. Ed and playing on the playground is not something that I want to visualize. So please refrain from asking about Grandpa when we are talking. Thank you. People have a way to ruin a good time. Oh, well, how's Grandpa? Well, I wasn't thinking about him last night. I was not thinking about him when I was getting clucked, plucked, tickled, and sucked. No, when I'm swinging from the monkey bars, all thoughts stay away, or else it won't end in a good time. You know what I mean? So if you come in the conversation and you hear such talks, please refrain from asking about Grandpa. Some people, yes, Mindy, you missed it. The only review I support is the sucker, the women's sucker. I'm gonna link it for y'all because that's the type of friend I am. That everybody needs a friend like Jake Dar with 2 R's. Well, every man maybe. The women not so much. I mean, the world is your oyster, right? Solo playground use, I'm gonna link it for you, Celeste. If you like outside fun, if you like running around, the playground more than the actual intrusive playing in and on things, you know what I mean? I've got just the thing for you. Yep, this one will be my favorite one. The octopus, we'll call it. It is definitely a friend of my friends. You know how Danae says, I got a dick in my nightstand? Well, screw the dick. Get the octopus. Yep, there you have it. So C, I'll get the link from Jake. Jake, send me that link for the sucker, and I'm gonna tag it in my link tree. So if y'all know how to access the link tree, this, my friends, is your friend. Women, men, anybody who likes to play on the playground, but mostly for you women. You'll enjoy it and you will thank me later. So please review if you purchase, if you buy, and if you try, because I would love to hear the reviews. Yep. No, this guy is not from Jake from State Farm. I promise you. I don't know if a State Farm Jake could and would send these types of presents for fear of the cons of what could happen with your heart, right? Heart stoppage. Oh, anyhow, wax on, wax off. Anyhow, so I don't know what this pink one is called. All my friends are like, what's the name? Do you have any names? I need to get it, but I need a name. And I'm like, Dan ripped up all the boxes. You know, like a kid, on Christmas Day, you don't know what's left in the package, but what's in the package? Yeah, I don't know. I cannot associate a name with any device. So, respect the married lady, please. So long as recess. How long was recess? Recess was a little bit longer than anticipated because we needed to dabble with the different apparatuses within the bark, you know what I mean? And then once I realized the fun one, the one I liked the most out of the reviews, it became the one and only. And that was a quick one. Once it was hyper-focused and I held it, you know, in my hand and, you know, where else? Well, Dan, you know, went in for the kill and boom! There went the fireworks. Yep, it was quick. For me, anyway. So, there you have it. There you have it. It didn't take that long. The housewives were in the background just in case I got a little bored sometimes. Because sometimes, you know, I'm not interested in all the kitten caboodles. You know, so he's doing his experimenting and I'm like, don't really. Oh, he sent me boxes. See, Deb, when you miss Zoom, you miss a lifetime. So, you know, I didn't like him, but he wanted to try them, so I was trying to be the good wife. You know, letting him play, letting him fiddle, letting him diddle, letting him swing from the monkey bars. So I was like this. I don't like that one. Easy. Maybe just the tip. Yeah, no, and then I found the one that I liked, and, well, I didn't watch. Yeah. Please put all of Dan's fruit poppers. See, anyhow, so you got the drift, right? So, Dan wasn't playing it for himself with his, you know, but with a nice toy I got, a present in the mail. So y'all have all these, you know, paybacks for Dan, right? Put the crumbs in the bed. Put the crumbs on his side. Put the wrappers in the fucking containers in his pillowcase so when he lies down. That's all well and good, y'all. But in the end, who's still left cleaning it? Me. So, although that sounds funny and great, I don't need any more work than I already have waiting for me. You know what I mean? So, yes, but no. It's good to think about. Now, you saw the shenanigans in my kitchen this morning. You should have seen the shenanigans in his bed, by his table. Y'all, he woke up this morning. That's what happens when he has the best you know what in his life. He kept saying last night, Jake, God, that was the best fun I've had in years. That was amazing. Wait, wow. That's all I heard all night long. Wow. And I thought, well, so I rolled over and it took me a while to go back to sleep. I told you how the O affects me, right? It's not like, oh, now I'm at rest. I can fall back asleep. It took me a while, so I'm tired. And then he got up this morning, and by the looks of the nightstand, by the looks of the table by his chair, and by the looks of my kitchen, I knew the fucker didn't sleep. Because all he did was eat. So he woke up, he's like, God, I didn't sleep at all. I was like, maybe a little too much fun on the playground. Maybe a little bit too much fun. Maybe you should refrain from late night fun. See, Jake, again, your fault. he was hungry. Sharon. Hello. So he wants a repeat. You know, but here's the thing. For all you women, do you crave it that much the next day? The next day I'm like, let me have a little break. You know, things get a little interesting after a big, fun, park day. It gets a little, yeah, you did. So much he couldn't sleep. I walked in my room last night, Jake, and it was like a beacon of light. There were so many different things plugged in throughout my room. I didn't even need to turn on the hall light to brush my teeth. I thought, Jesus Christ. So then he fell asleep, right? Once again, like I told you. And then I started drifting off to sleep. I wasn't really yet, because I was watching The Housewives. But all of a sudden, he pops up, and the lights that were lighting up my room all went out. I thought, shit. Playtime. Because it was like, he had them all charged and ready to go. And they have those USB little lights on it. All of a sudden, the amount of light that was in my room shifts. And I thought, well, he took a little snooze and now he's ready. Now, I prepped myself last night because I knew he wanted to play. I screwed him over the night before when the sucker came, but I knew I was fucked, literally. So I had an open mind about it. It was like Fantasia in my room. Things were blinking, things were shining, and it looked like a disco, I were dancing, what are we doing? And then they went dead. And then I knew. Oh, he also woke up. Jake sent some blindfolds. I wish I could have gotten a picture and showed y'all, but that would have been overstepping. He was curled up this morning with one of the sexy time blindfolds. He had Bart in the crook of his belly. He had Blue Kitty on the other side and Baxter. But it was funny because he had the sexy time blindfold on. Joran. I always call you Joran, so I hope that's it. I'm not Steven. I am vanilla as it can be. You know that song by Jack Harlow, I'm Vanilla Baby? That's me. I'm your straight up 1950s housewife that likes one position, just wants to be over with, and wants no fun in between. Nope, not me. I am not. Oh, Christine, you missed both reviews on Zoom and on here. The purple sucker is a must-have, girl. Everything else, not so much. But I'll link it in my link tree for you. Get you one. You won't regret it. Now, and she was the one last night who was like, girl, you better try that purple one. Girl, you better try that purple one because I need a review tomorrow. Is it a must-have? These bitches had their eye on the sucker the first night it came in, right? They were like, ooh, let me know. Hey. The next morning they're like, did you try? No beads, no sucker. You too, Libby. So I was taking one for the team last night. I told Dan, I said, I wouldn't be so relaxed, Jake, if it wasn't for, he spent all this money on some spritzings. And by the way, the coochie spray, I spritzed on me this morning. It smells good. I don't want to put it on my coochie, but I like it as a mist, a body mist. Debbie, you can try it when you come. My wife said, but not for that. You know, nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna link it. I'm gonna link it for you guys so you don't have to look too hard. You're welcome. Hi Jenna. So, Jake, get on the link tree. I'm gonna send me the link. I've got some inquiring minds. They want to know. So, anywho, it was a hoot. So, the hobby sold it. Yeah, I'm really tripping. Trina, I have not had any sort of jelly, if you will, around the orifices in years. And Dan kept wanting to take the cotton candy one out. Obviously, he was craving some sugar and, well, edible sugar. Anywho. And I was like, no, let's just lay off of that yet. I'm a little worried with the pH balance changing and shit. I love the purple suckers. Well, you'll love this one, Megan. Let me tell you, it's for the other links. Yeah, Christine, I'll link it for you, girl. Don't you worry. I'll hook you all up. People be on my link tree. Oh, my God. She would never. Oh, bitch, yes, I would. Yes, I would. I'm still linking it because I think, the closet bitches on here were like, I would never. Anybody here when she was getting that up there? Danielle, have you updated that link tree yet? Well, Maya, honey, what you looking for? Oh, that ice maker. The one with the, let me know. You got the people like me. Girl, you need to get you one. And the people were like I was, 20 years ago. You want me to go and where? With who? For what? Oh my God, people are gonna see me. I don't want them to know that's for me. Shit. You go in there, I'll wait in the car. I'll be waiting right here. You'll find me. Dan used to drag me in that shit all the time. I hated it. I was so worried about what others were thinking. And Dan was like, girl, everybody in the store is in here for the same fucking reason. They all are using it on themselves and with each other. Get over yourselves and get the hell out of the car. How funny me. Oh, under the bed. Well, shit, I got a whole box. I need to get me a lock. Here's the benefit. With each other. Dan's like, girl, you think anybody's in there just people watching, waiting to see who's coming in, using such blasphemy? Girl, they're on here for the same reason. They're looking for some fun, for excitement, and fireworks for girly parties. Yeah, Megan, I've been to a couple of those girly parties. I got my little favorite rocket. It was like little, and that was my favorite one. I know, and I didn't. Looking back, I'm laughing at my old self. Remember, we talk about her, the insecure, worried about what other people thinking. Like, why did I care? They were all in there for the same reason. But we all be like, what you doing? Hey, is that good? I was still in there like this. Do I know anybody? Shit, do they know who I am? Did I go to school with her? Shit. I was so uncomfortable. I was so worried of what others. Anyway, I'm an idiot. That's fine. I was one too one day, a long time ago, and then I wised up and said, let's go. See, I'm not. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. Mary, that describes me. I love that quote. That is the epitome of what I dealt with when my mom died. My dad was killing himself. I had kids. Dan was God knows wherever he was. If he wasn't at work, he was in Tahoe, and I was left down to run the fort. Shit. At that moment, I said, girl, you got to learn how to swim and keep swimming. Don't wait on anybody. Stop expecting anything from him because you ain't getting it. And that's the day I finally did that. And I think and now today he hates it, right? Come on with the conversation. We did, Laura. We just did. We just got talking about it. I can't keep talking about it for everybody back, but I'll put one in my link tree later today. So girl, you just check it out. That's the one I recommend if you like a little fun. Yes, I tried 3 things out yesterday, and that was my favorite, the one I'm linking. But yeah, you know, life has a funny way. The sucker. That's the one, not the beads, the sucker. You'll see it later. Just join my link tree. Just find it. It's purple. It's got a sucking apparatus on it. You'll know which one. Girl, get you one. I promise you. You'll never look back. Now, here's the thing about me. I'm a prude. I talk a big game. And Dan only wishes that my game was the same in that bedroom. So people have this totally different impersonation of who I really am. I'm a talker. But I am one of those can't relax, uptight women that I just want to get it over with because I don't have the time. Woohoo, Kelsey. Oh my God, you'll love it. Don't overdo it the first day though, because you might get sore. You just bought one and you hate it. I wonder if it's the same one that I have. Happy Friday, Linda. So, you know, now that I've aged a little bit, I'm working through some of those things, those walls, you know. Sometimes as women, we have used sex as a weapon, right? And which is really weird because it's something that should be fun for both parties, right? It shouldn't be used as a weapon because we are denying ourselves the pleasure, right? If I got that shit. See, my husband likes to be participating with it. But girl, you do you, Joni, you do you. So, anywho, I over the years, because, you know, we had our ups and downs, we still do. I have built up walls, right? Like to say, well, fuck you, you know? You ain't getting any until you learn to behave. And so some of that has manifested into being able not to relax and enjoy the pleasures that women should enjoy as well, right? 100%. 27 years. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out. He's already starting in with me, guys. The walls might start lifting once again. You know, Dan, like the limo window in the back. Do you want it to go back up or do you want to continue to come down? You don't be snarky and don't think you be funny about that shit. It wasn't 27 years of deprivation. It was probably the last 15. But whatever, we digress. Now don't shoot yourself in the big toe with acting the way you are right now. I told you that this morning. How many times I've always said to him, he woke up this morning, are you cranky? No, I'm just tired. 2 minutes later, you cranky? No. 5 minutes later, you cranky? I'm about to be fucking cranky if you keep asking me if I'm cranky. Right? Octopus's lives matter. I think he got a little insecure. I think he got a little insecure, Laura, because I like the sucker, right? I like the sucker. And he was like, well, I mean, I have a mouth. So now he's, I think, upset because it might feel like it replaces his, anywho, he'll get all embarrassed now. But I think he was like, well, I can do the same thing. No, you can't. You cannot do the same thing as that thing did. Sorry. It doesn't matter how hard you suck, how hard you buzz, how hard you shake. Not the same. We'll rely on the USB charge for that, honey. That's fine. Anyhow. Oh, your husband getting jealous? No. Dan is the one who wants to provide all the fun in the box, you know? I'm like, girl, we don't need that, bruh. No, we just have our own selves. That's all we need. No, he has not. Those things will not come out of the package, he said. Unless I want to try it. And your lips aren't purple. But I'm bump. Anyhow, the wall's coming down. I'm trying to work on it. I'm trying to work on it for him. Because as we know our men, that is the most important thing in their relationship with us. So with that being said, Dan, I have higher expectations for you, my friend, because changing a past behavior for many years, because I've been angry at you for a majority of that, is going to also take time, right? Oh my God, Mary, I thought you said morning labia. Oh, shitballs. My eyes have deceived me, Mary. I apologize. That wasn't labia. Sorry. That's why I saw Linda. It turned into labia in my eyes. But that's okay. That was funny. Anyhow, I thought she was just, well, hello, labia. Like, welcome. Good morning. She is back in action. No. So, relationships take effort. No, we're not running out of time. Well, anywho, you may be. Because if you can't try harder in other areas, guess what? Those walls are going to continue to go back up. They're giving you a little taste of what can happen when you are a good boy, honey. When you're a good boy, you get rewarded. And so does mommy, because she has the time and the patience to relax, like you so-called tell me last night. Just relax. So this morning was not an effort put forth by you after such a great night of playing on the monkey bars. There were messes, there were spills, and there was a mighty fucking chaotic crazy in my kitchen. Now, that's not the way you say thanks to your wife who is putting in effort for your shenanigans, honey. Shenanigans. Yes, I may be benefiting from them now. Hey, D. He's coming out. He's coming out. But there is expectations I have in you that goes outside of the playground. You put in the effort, you get the effort. So, get to work.
If you don't notice the effort, then your eyes are closed.
Well, the kitchen, that's how you display your effort?
Well, that effort's always there. I'm totally just a different person. 10 years ago, I'm crazy.
Enjoy. Don't bitch, chocolate chip. Or you too will be back in the Never Never Land. The massage. Sometimes it does, Mary. Like if I have my feet tickled, you can't see the effort. You have to be able to feel it. That's what he's talking about. Men are so one-sided, it pisses me off. Women just want a little help. Women just want you to, honey, is there anything I can do for you today? Yes, there is. Well, let me get my chart out. You can do this, and you can do that. Yeah, remember that song? You can do this, you can do that. Is that what it was? I don't know, crisscross? Yeah, he wants a standing ovation, apparently. But let's remember, the blue sucker, the purple sucker did all the work. I'm not a big, I don't like a lot of touching around the main target, right? I like it all over, gentle caress, an occasional swipe, an occasional massage. You know, I don't want like the attention on certain parts all the time. I'm more of a softie, you know? I want more sensualness of a tickle than the hard jab and stab, you know, of a knife going in my back. Anyhow. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying to get my groove back in my 50s. Remember that movie, Stella Got a Groove Back? Danielle's trying to get her groove back because you know what? There's benefits to the, right? Youth, longevity, cardiovascular, circulation. There are supposed to be good things that come from, well, you know, I like to be kneaded like dough, like a deep massage. Well, if you like to be kneaded, that kneaded, not like kneaded, but kneaded like dough. That massager will work well because you might, whoo, you might be in for a little bit of excitement by yourself. Excuse me. Anyhow, I've got a lot of people who bought that neck massager. No stab and jab, no. Sometimes I don't mind the stab and jab. Get over with. I don't got time today and I'm not in the mood to play. And I think about UTIs all the time because my ever-changing hormone balances, right? My hormones are changing. My hormones are changing. You know, my hair's falling out, my skin's drooping, my wrinkles are more prominent, my skin is looking old. You know, I'm getting, well, you know what happens with perimenopause. So, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. So if the O helps me, if I get 1 or 2 a week, I guess, and the other one is just fluff, it's fine. I'm fine with it. I'm just trying to open my mind to new adventures. So I was the one last night that said, I wouldn't say the beads would never come out of the package. We could start slow, you know, just a little playtime, but you got to go first. And he was like, no, nope, not going to do it. And I said, well, this is a joint effort. If we can't do it together, of course, with a wash in between, then that doesn't work. Doesn't work. You want to play? We'll play. We'll play. I just met a man from Tennessee at Walmart. Oh, fun. I'm in Perry and HRT so quick as I prefer. Yeah, and you know, my HRT is birth control pills, and 65, you're still young. Ed still calls me young too, Debbie. But the more you want to, I've never been that person. I've never been that person, Gracie. Back in the day, I was like, okay, well, we just did it twice. Why not go for a third? But just because I was being competitive, like, you know, well, you bitch, we don't ever have it. So let me put out, you know, just stupid shit. But I never took the time for myself because I've just never been that person. Weird. I've never been that person to really, like, women are like, well, why bother? Right? Why bother? If you ain't gonna have fun, what's the point of doing it? And I'm like, it's an obligation. You know, he needs it, I don't, you know, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it is, they scare me too. They don't get lost because they're on a thing, you know. Menopause here, it's the last thing I think about. It really is the last thing I think. You were more adventurous back in the day. Well, me too, what? But other substances helped me be more adventurous. That Danielle doesn't ever come out to play anymore because, well, that was one, well, that, anywho, I can't talk about that, but anywho, but now, yeah, no. Stop tracking your points. Do I have to have an O for my points, or does it just mean, because I'm getting up there. I'm getting up there, Linsky. Oh, Dusky, Drewski, Pipski, Lowski, Keyski. Fuck. Anywho, how about that weather? It's gonna be cooler today in Sacramento. I love. Wow. Just participation. Okay. Same slick. So you're saying the more you get it, the more you want. Now I'm all flustered. Shit. Gag order. You're 25? What the fuck, girl? Too young for that shit. There's plenty of time to be old and closed off. At 25, you should just be bopping and pooping. Bopping and booping. Yeah, bopping and booping, not pooping. You don't want to pull an Amber Heard. No, unless you're into that thing. You guys remember tapping is clapping. The thumbs up. There's 169. There's only 72 likes. Thumbs up, let's do it. TikTok, you're being slow today. People, keep tapping. Thank you for the gifts. But tap, 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 tap. Let's go, tap, tap, tap. You guys, fingers should be moving while I'm talking. I'm on here on this treadmill. If you want to work out and burn some calories, let's do it with me. If you ain't walking, if you ain't jogging, if you ain't biking, use your fingers to tap, tap, tap. Everything is my concern. 25, you know, at 25 I was married and had my first kid. So there was no walk of shame for me. Nope, no walk of shame. So many of you, I'm kind of jealous that you had the walk of shame. You know, because I've never had that, like, fuck. Oh no, what did I do? Fuck. Never did that. Never did that. Never. So, for those of you who have, I relish in your stories. With all four. Oh, see. So, yeah, you guys have less work on the YouTube. All you need to do is hit it from the moment you walk in. TikTok, you just tap. It's as simple. Just watch me tap, drink your coffee, put it down, stretch your fingers, tap, tap, tap. Right? Married at 18. Yep, you didn't get any walk of shame. Do you ever feel like we missed out on something? Do you ever feel like you missed out on it was never fun for you? I feel like there would be an element of fun, you know, because I never had it, so I think I missed out on the walk of shame, you know, or I can't believe I'm doing this. Shit, I did it. Fuck, what did I do, you know? Your friends think you did. 15 to your first baby, yeah, no walk of shame there. No walkie-walkie. Well, unless you're still with the baby daddy. So, what age did you and Dan start dating? Officially at 18. Yeah. Officially at 18. Because 18, that's when we started talking. You know, I moved out with him a year later. 18. Yeah. So, that's the official time frame, girl. But, you know, I was flirting for a long time before that. I was flirting. Yeah. And then he just finally succumbed to my aggression. Now, it took a while. Man, I tried. But he was like, no, young, stay away. Anyhow, I was flirting. I think he thought I was hot too, but you know, the age thing, when you're a certain age, is weird for a while until it's just not as weird. And so I think he was just scared. Yeah, scaredy cat. But he was hot, y'all. I mean, my eyes sparkled every time. I got that smile. My mom knew too, you know. She always said, I always knew it. The way my daughter looked at you with those eyes and that smile. 6 years. Yeah. Oh, Lord. You know, you think back in those moments, and, you know, I think back on some of the times, and I just giggle. I mean, how can you resist this? You know what I mean? That must have been hard for him. Shit. To run away from such a, what do they call a young, a kitty? I don't know, a young lioness, a cub. Do I get the same sparkle when I see him now? No. That's a hard no. You can't get that. This time it's more sarcasm with the sparkle, you know. Before it was like, ooh, he's hot. Now it's like, come on, baby, light my fire. You know, now it's more just sarcasm and grit, you know. Come on, let's go put that hot dog in a bun and let's put some relish on it and fun. You know, it's stupid shit like that. Back in the day, it was cub-like, you know. Like I was on a prowl. I was hunting. I was barely able to purr, but it was starting to form. Oh, Mama G, I'm glad. You know, I can't say there's a sparkle anymore. Our sparkle, there might be a sparkle, but you know, if you start from the first sparkle, you know, and then you trace it to the present day sparkle, it's much dimmer. It's much dimmer. It's not so. I have him. He's changed. I've changed. That alluring nature is not there anymore, you know? And he almost dims the sparkle even more every day by the chaos and the stress he gives me. So no, I can't say it's a bright light anymore. It is not a bright light. Sorry, Dan. But I probably am his number one sparkle, and that's fine. He just needs to work a little bit harder on his. You sparkle, I'm glad. Yeah, I do too. I think it's just different for me, you know? You cannot say that the sparkle's the same. Those of you do. I just can't, because it was such a different time in our lives, right? It's a the sparkle is now turned into a frown. It's not that I don't love the guy, but it's a different it's a different part of our timeline, right? For me, and if I'm going to be realistic about our timeline, you know, it's that way. Does he make me smile? Yeah. But like, I don't feel like I want to jump his bones every day. And I used to feel that way, right? I used to, my thoughts in my head, you know, today's not the same. Today's not the same. Today's much different than it was. So yes, I'm still with him. So obviously something is sparkling, and it's not my bank account. And it's not my eyes. My eyes are tired. They're old. They're out of focus. Oh shit. And it's not the fucking brown hair either. Shit. The sparkle turned into a shimmer. A slight shimmer. To me, that's great. You know, the people, and don't take this the wrong way, because I'm half joking and half serious. But the people who say, I still sparkle the same way I did when I first met my husband. Bull fucking shit. Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. There is no way you sparkle the same 50 years ago as you sparkle the same today. Just not happening. It's not. Now, that's just my opinion. And if you women are very serious about that, then I'm fucking proud of you. But don't try to sway me with your fucking BS. I call bull crap. Bull crap a doo doo. Shit. Don't make me feel like I'm in the wrong. Don't make me feel like I'm in the wrong. Because I ain't. And I see the truth behind these women saying, girl, me too. Hashtag me too. Take your BS and shove it, women. My sparkle. Yeah, my sparkle. Shit, he gives me a sparkle every day. That's for sure. He lights a fire in my ass and I glow like a sunbeam. Especially after that fucking kitchen experience every fucking morning. Never know what you're gonna get. And then he brings his dad into my house. Woo! Just kidding, trolls. Easy. Relax. It's called humor and banter and fun. Remember, keep tapping. You guys got us up high. That's good. It's better. We need more. Keep tap, 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 tap. See, I wish my husband left for some time throughout the day, but he doesn't. He's always here. I can't get rid of him. So when he leaves, I'm like, please make it more than an hour. Give me an hour and a half. Do I hear an hour and a half? Hour and a half. Have you and Ed gone out of my house just for peace and quiet and serenity? Please. 20 minutes later, fuck. Well, that was quick. You didn't go far. Don't care how hot you were for one another. After 7 years, it gets old. That's a little disgruntled. Ooh, I don't even know how I want to hit that one. So I might just marinate on that for a minute and then get back to you, Casey. When for years you do everything and watch your spouse during life all the while not doing much to help, it definitely dims that sparkle very quickly. Yeah, you know, not to bag on my husband, because I'm the only one that can bag on him, respectfully. I'm the one who lives with him. I'm the one who created the mess that I live with today. I'm the one, obviously, who didn't put my foot down hard enough. But y'all, when I tell you you cannot train a Salinger, I mean you cannot train a Salinger. Salingers are special humans on this earth. They need to be studied at the Smithsonian. I promise you that. So I try. But here's the thing when dealing with relationships. No, I don't want to be together every day. Dan's like, I'm so happy to be with you. I'm like, for fuck's sake, you never leave. Like, it's nice. Like, when I go away to, you know, meet my nuggets on the weekend, it's a breath of fresh air. You know, it's like I can breathe again. Because I'm not that person either, John. I like space. I like a little, it makes me miss him. You know? A little bit. It makes me miss him a tad bit. Just a little bit. But here's the thing. If everybody has their expectations, or I shouldn't say expectations. We're all different people, right? So I'm trying to formulate the right words to get this message across. I'm OCD. I like things a different way. Dan has ADHD, and he doesn't think when he leaves something on the counter or drops something on the floor because he's on to the next task, right? Now, I'm not making an excuse for him because, you know, how many years have I been bitching at him and yelling at him for picking up, you know, and he has changed. He's done a good about face, right? But not good enough, not up to my standards. But those are my expectations, right? But my expectations. He doesn't have the same expectations for the house like I do. He doesn't give a shit if the lawn's mowed. He doesn't give a shit if the picture frame is turned exactly feng shui. He doesn't care if the floors are vacuumed every day. He doesn't give a shit if the toilets stink. Right? That's just not something that's important to him. But it's important to me, right? So with all the books I've read of self-help, you know, people have said, writers, authors, PhDs, psychologists have said, you cannot have the same expectation in your partner that you have for yourself. What's in your head and what's in your brain and in your mind is not the same way other people think most of the time. Right? So it's unfair for us to expect them to think and to act the same way we do, right? However, do I think it takes effort to make sure you do something better than what you're doing? Yes. But I'm saying it's my expectation that when he makes a mess, I want him to clean it up right now. And he's like, but I'll clean it up. I just don't want to do it right this second. So if that's what I'm feeling, I just do it instead of waiting for him.
Look at that thing.
I know, everything's dying because they just sprayed. So, you know, if I woke up and left the kitchen the way it was, he would definitely clean it up. But I just can't handle it, so I do it.
I kind of left you everything in a pile.
I know you did.
So that you could see what it was. If you wanted content, you had content. I didn't leave it all strewn and stuff on the floor.
Hippie Zen. Kelsey's getting her neck massager today too. You guys need to let me know what you think. So that's the plain psychology behind being with a partner, right? Is if it's something that's important to you, then just do it. Stop bitching, stop complaining, right? It's not gonna be perfect because we're still gonna bitch and complain. Plain and simple. But I have a different expectation of how I want my house to be. He just doesn't give a shit. And he doesn't think about it because his mind is on the next task so quickly. And I know that if I left it there and my OCD didn't help me, you know, clean it in the morning, he would have done it, right? I'm thinking to myself, bitch, if you left me a pile, why couldn't you open up the garbage can in case I want content? In case I want content. Bitch, throw away your shit. I don't need content. I do it because I'm pissed. Luckily, that's my coping mechanism, is I can make content out of his fucking gross ass mess. So anyhow, it is what it is, you know. But I just try to give that psychology to others when they put it on one side. It's not all Dan's fault, right? It's my fault too, because I don't give him time to fix it because I want it done when I want it done. And that's my problem. That becomes my problem. Because who am I to tell him how to clean up and when to do it? I'm not. So it's a lot of my problem because I don't give him the time he wants to clean it because I can't stand it. So couples who have a relationship with being happy together love being together. Julio, it's so, stop with that nonsense. Just stop with that nonsense. A true person and couples who are happy together can also be happy apart from time to time to get a break from one another. Julio, are you trying to be passive aggressive saying I must not be happy in my marriage? Well, that's bullshit. Julio, that is not at all true. I love my time away. I love my time to just escape the monotony of the day-to-day life. Dan doesn't ever leave the house. He doesn't work outside the house. He wants to be with me all the time, but I am not built like that. There is nothing wrong with wanting time apart. It doesn't mean you don't love him. It just means you need some space, for fuck's sake. And people who live on those words are also liars. Liars. Because I know Dan enjoys being away from me too. Oh my God. I have one. Hi, Colleen. That's like people act like a mom is a bad mom for needing a break or something. Yes, I hate that shit, Nicole, right? Oh, you mean you're having a hard day taking care of your kids? Yes, bitch, I am. They are feral. And they are acting like they have rabies and every other disease known to mankind and mammals, right? Yes, I need a break. And I don't want to get bit by them because then I will be infected. And somebody needs their sanity, right? You know how many days I shut the door and I was like, go away. Mom's on a break. Nope. I'll come out when I'm ready to talk to you. Shitballs. I can't with people. I hate when people they try to manipulate you into making you feel like you're a bad person, right? Oh, hi, Anna. And that's the thing is, no, because I speak reality and people are afraid to admit the fact that they want time away. Fuck that shit. I need time away. I want time away. That's the reality of it. I'm not afraid to share my emotions. And people just want to begrudge me of that and form their fucking ugliness towards me because of that. Kiss my ass. Go ahead. Do what you want to do, but live in the fucking reality of this world and know that you are full of shit. Especially a caregiver. Yeah, I mean, sometimes even just going to the store, I can tell you that I literally I do most of my shopping, right, grocery shopping on my Walmart delivery because I'm so busy that sometimes the idea of taking the time to go to the grocery store is so daunting to me, right? It's like, how am I going to fit that in today? And then I became and then I become like, oh my God, you know, and then I start getting stressed out because of my own self. And so lately I've been going to the grocery store. Lately I've just been going to the grocery store. I don't do that. What does that mean? That means I just need some time. And sometimes I just walk around the grocery store and I have no idea what I'm there for or I forgot. And I just walk and I take that 30, 40 minutes to myself because sometimes that's wonderful. And that's what you need. And with us, with newborn babies, remember? When we're like, honey, you got the baby right. You better make it quick. Yeah. Anyhow, and then we're just going with our swollen vagina and our hurt and bleeding fucking raw nipples, and we're just in Target because we know we just need to get a break. We need to smell some air other than, our own in the house, and they're calling in a panic, and you're just like, abort the mission. I know the baby's up because I feel my titties. Just give me one more minute, please. And that's the same way it is sometimes here, That's the same way it is here. Yeah, well, that's called dementia, Stephen, but we won't talk about that. I think our minds get so discombobulated, honestly. Our minds get so, my mind doesn't stop. I've got so many different things going on in my mind that I think is just full of all this monotony, this information and these thoughts. And I literally, how many times did I walk in the garage last night? Why am I here? Why am I here? I don't know. I'd walk inside and be like, oh yeah. And then I'd come back in the garage. Why am I here? Fuck, I already forgot it. And then I'm like, something wrong with me? Finally, the third time I realized, and I got what I needed. Y'all, it's real, it's real. And then you're like, shit, is that a sign? Do I? It's always an awesome reason. I understand what y'all are like so much harder than the average. Yeah, now you're a mortician. Shit. Anna went from Alzheimer's to mortician. Sorry, I found that really funny. Two completely ends of the spectrum. That was funny. No, it's not you. But I can tell you that a lot of that is perio brain. Perimenopause, not perio, perimenopause. Yeah, why the hell am I here? Am I hungry? I'm like, Grandpa, did I want a snack? Or, I needed to make salad. So to go with showing love, it's much needed. It is much needed. We live in our own heads, right? Everybody. You're all individuals and you all have your own expectations in yourself. You have your own lists, you have your own plans. And most of us get overwhelmed with our own plans and our own lists that we create for ourselves. So majority of our stress that we ensue, it's from ourselves, right? Putting those pressures on us. Like this morning, I have this weird, I'm very routine based, right? It's part of my spectrum. And I'm like, I saw it was 8 o'clock and I was like, I really want to do some more things. So I did some more things, right? Before I get on the treadmill. So I'm like, I have plenty of time. I'll get on at 8:30. Then 8:40 comes around. I'm like, fuck. Oh my God. I need to do this. And then I had to go to the bathroom and I was like, fuck it. And I get stressed out because I'm not on the treadmill by between 8 and 8:30 because that's my normal time. And I'm thinking to myself, why the hell? Who cares? There's no time frame. I don't have to show up and not get paid or get docked on my hours. Why do I put that additional stress on myself in the morning? If I slept in a little bit, why do I put that extra stress? I'm my own person. I run my own clock, but I do. And those are the stupid things that bog us down every day or start getting us in a bad mood in the morning because we're already behind schedule. Every time I'm like, I'm behind schedule already. My Zoomies are like, okay. And who cares? You're your own person. Like, do you really have this? Yeah, because I got, this and this, and I'm trying to fit it all in because I'm trying to fit it all in, right? And sometimes I have to say, girl, if you can't get it all in one day, there's always tomorrow, right? There's always tomorrow. I think it's a little bit of, Lady Sue, I always call, it's OCD, yes. It's routine, because if you're very routine based, it's part of my OCD issues, I like to get up, I have my routine in the morning, and, well, we know you're autistic too. And I think there's a tad autism. Some people laugh, but everybody's on the spectrum. We all have mild versions of, some of the bigger versions that some of our kids have, or we know family members or friends or whatever. But we're all on the spectrum in some way. Now, I became self-induced spectrum. I had anxiety my whole life, but the other things like the OCD, that came in after my mom died because it was my way to cope was to clean and to get my life organized. For whatever reason, that's what I morphed into. Today, it's the same thing because I've been doing it for years. I exercise. I cannot deviate, and exercise in the afternoon doesn't work for me. Does not. My main exercise has to be done in the morning. And I have a routine. I wake up, hopefully with peace and quiet. Dan's not up, Grandpa's not up. Or I send Grandpa back to bed because he goes back to bed. And then I begin my quiet morning of feeding the animals, doing my thing, sitting down. Some mornings I turn on my Zoom right away. Some mornings I don't. I take the time for myself. It just depends on my mood. And I do what I gotta do, And when anything gets up and alters that, it sends me into a tizzy, right? It sends me into a tizzy. Because then I start getting anxious. I start thinking, shit, if it's already 9 o'clock, if I'm on like I was 3 hours yesterday, I can't be on 3 hours. I got too much to do. I gotta pick plums, I really gotta go to Costco and get more dog food. I don't wanna do it this weekend. I gotta talk to Christy, I gotta talk to Jill. I got a live tonight. Oh my God, let me finish vacuuming. I got, and then I start like breathing. Then I gotta reply to comments to keep, everything going. I got my products people going, hello, when are you gonna do your video? I hate to do them back to back, bruh, give me a minute. And, it's a lot, sometimes I do it to myself because there's no need for me to fit it all in one day, right? No way. That's OCD. That's probably a little bit of autism, a little bit anxiety, which I have. So yes, I am my worst enemy, right? My mood sometimes in the morning changes based on my fucking schedule, and I start thinking about everything and I start getting overwhelmed. Now, once I start tackling that, then it's like everything subsides. But if I can't reach the next plan or get to that next level, then it kicks in again. And then my mood starts changing again. So that's just me, And I know a lot of people are like that too. So I don't mind talking about it. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of everything I share with you. I hate the unknown, but Rowdy, I'm gonna tell you something. The Lexapro really helped me with that because I struggled so bad before the Lexapro with just that, like, oh my God, what if this happens? What if this happens? And that has like blanketed those thoughts, which has been wonderful. That's one of the biggest things I've seen that I love about Lexapro. Let's take a day to do nothing. I can't. Sherry, there's no way I can do nothing. My husband will tell you that too. And my friends will tell you that too. I don't know how to do nothing. My body won't let me. My body cannot sit still. Because the problem is that I think about when I'm sitting down, right? Even when I'm swimming in the pool, like a little bit just to get some laps in and just to feel refreshed and invigorated, I'm thinking, fuck, I can't do it for this much longer because look at that over there. Fuck, I gotta get to that. Shit, I still gotta, and my mind doesn't ever settle. It's squirrel, huh? Wood? Yes. I believe I have ADHD too. I believe the ADHD, I've never been this way other than the last several years. And I think that's brought on by perimenopause. Brought to you by perimenopause, yes. Because ADHD, it can be a new event in your life from your menopause, your experiences. So mine is, I am also ADHD. And sometimes with sex too, same thing. I'm like, okay, I'm done. And Dan's still going at it. I'm like, okay, let's go, buddy. I'm done. My mind's already checked. So yes, that's perimenopause. I'm gonna get on it next week. And I hope, it doesn't help everybody, so don't have these high expectations. So it just really helps me in so many different areas. Were you made to feel bad about not being productive? No, I wasn't. But I think that I was so upset in my own house because I felt like nobody could do their job as an adult to keep things clean and organized, that I felt that was I became my coping mechanism throughout my childhood. That's one of the probably biggest The biggest things I've noticed from Lexapro is my fear, squelching the fear of my unknown, or simmering it down a little bit, because I was always like, oh my God, Andrew, you got the sniffles. You have the sniffles. What's going on? You're sick. What's going on? And then my mind goes, great, we're gonna start seeing blood in the urine, that we're gonna have to wait, and hope is, so I just keep going and going, and it doesn't stop, and then I can't breathe. And so it does. Like the other day, I think he's got a little virus. His nose. He's like, yeah, I'm like, you're sick. No, I'm not sick, Mom. You're sick. I'm not sick, Mom. Well, why does your nose sound like that? Because I have a little allergies. Uh-huh. So instead of going off the deep end, I'm still paranoid, right? But it's not like, how's your urine? Well, maybe we'll wait to get your blood work done until after your non-sickness goes away. So, way overstimulated you? Do I have panic? I used to, Taylor. I used to have bad panic attacks. And I learned how to cope with them myself for many years. Yeah, they really came on strong for me when I was 19, when I moved out of the house. When I was managing 17 to 18 units a semester. I was working full time to get medical and to try to support myself. Living with Dan. And yeah, I had panic attacks. I sure did. And that was one of the worst times in my life, because, that's when I actually finally got help for them, because they went up the panic attacks I had when I was younger weren't as bad as the ones that I started getting at 8. They just started manifesting themselves differently, right? So, and then that's when I went and saw a counselor, and really, I went to him for maybe a couple months, and then I stopped, and then I've been able to manage them ever since. It's not working. Yeah, and the thing with Lexapro, and I know some of your doctors handle it differently, but I've told this, and Rowdy, I'm not sure if you've heard me say this before, but when I feel like I'm in a really bad way, I started with 5 milligrams almost 2 years ago. And then after about a little bit over a year, I was like, okay, I feel like the anxiety's back. Like, I feel like it's not helping as much. So my doctor's like, let's put you up to 10 and, regulate on that, and then let me know. And then, so the belief with Lexapro is because you acclimate really easy to it. They were surprised that, a lot of my friends were surprised that I could last over a year on just 5 milligrams. So you have to be tricky with Lexapro, because the idea, like in my doctors, with my group that I go to, they don't want to keep going up and up and up and up and up and up and up, right? So what they like for you to do is, when you're in a good place and you feel good, go back down, right? So I was at 10. I was at 10 milligrams when I started feeling like the 5 wasn't doing anything. And then 2 months ago, I dropped down to 5. Because I felt like I was in a decent enough place to be able to do that, and needed less hand holding. And so far I'm fine. But when I start getting overwhelmed again, and when I feel like the 5 is not doing anything, I'll go back to 10, and then I'll play that game again with going back down. So I think that's what my doctors want you to happen, because Lexapro, some people adjust really easily to it. So, no, TD, I've talked about this before many times, because people are so obsessed about my Red Bull. I can't drink coffee anymore. It hurts my stomach, sends me on the toilet. And so I've tried other caffeine brands that have too much caffeine in them. 180, anywhere from 160 to 200, I can't do. It makes me crazy. It makes me crazy. And so because I can't drink coffee anymore, these, I like them because they're only 80 milligrams of caffeine. And I don't really drink that much caffeine. Sometimes I'll have like a soda or something like that after this, but I do waters, Crystal Lights, anything sparkly waters. But I try not to drink a lot of caffeine, because yes, it can make it worse. And the days that I tend to drink more tea, I have this in the morning, which it takes me about an hour to finish one. So I feel like it's a good balance for me, because I need a little pick-me-up. And then in the afternoon, I'll have a soda or some tea. Yeah. And it's only 80 milligrams. So this one I got, 3 weeks ago when my girlfriends were here.
JHA, so Jennifer Hannah Andrew. This J I got, it's my mom. Her name was Janice. I know, I should get the decaf. This one's for my mom. I got this a while ago. Yeah. And I have this one for my main name, Behar, and my brothers. So I did this because, you know, they're important to me. This means Chevron. I got this with another friend. This means define your reality. And I did this right at the beginning of my social media career by myself because that's exactly what I try to do. I try to define, sorry, I'm not flipping you off. I try to define my own reality. You know, I am defining my own reality. And I am trying to show people how to define your own and how to be proud of it, right? And then just my wedding ring, because I think I need to get my ring size. So my wedding ring, which is beautiful, I just can't wear very much anymore because I think my hands swell up. So I need to get it in there. And Dan is so weird with me leaving my ring. So it's one of those days that I have to like schedule an appointment so I can be there and watch him adjust my ring. Because ever since we saw that Dateline like 30 years ago, and because my ring is so beautiful, he's like, you may not leave that ring ever anywhere. You must watch them and keep one eye out all the time on them. So I just haven't had the time to go size it because it does need to be sized, I think, a little bit bigger. I only listened to me for 15 years, 20 minutes for sharing. I had panic disorder. Yeah, and you know, they've realized that until my blood pressure went through the roof, so I slid into coffee as long as I remember how much I drink. Well, coffee's high in caffeine too. You know, people always bitch about these energy drinks. Well, yes, there are certain ones that are a lot of caffeine and they drink multiple a day, but some people drink a fucking pot of coffee, and how many milligrams is that? You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot more than what I'm drinking in a day. With one Red Bull that takes me an hour to drink. I don't know. Whatever. 14 milligram, 1 cup of coffee. Yeah, so 10 milligrams in Red Bull, 14 milligrams in 1 cup of coffee. So there you have it. Coffee's no better. Because it was my mother's ring, and I'm afraid. Yeah, and they do. And Rita, especially if you have a really nice diamond, there was that Dateline years ago that when they switch out with cubic zirconium. Yeah, you do that, and he made a name for himself with, yeah. You know, and it's funny because people do that. Shiesty people do shiesty shit, you know? And I would be so sad if somebody did that to my ring. So I just haven't taken it in. First of all, I don't go out a lot, so I don't wear it because I'm not going to wear it around my house and risk banging it and the diamond falling out. And, you know, people are like, well, why didn't you wear your wedding ring? Because why? I'm not going to wear it to clean and to swim and to play with the dogs and to garden. What the fuck? Oh, 40 milligrams per 100 milligrams of coffee. Whatever. We know it's still not any better, right? It's the same thing. And some people have 2-3 cups of coffee in the morning time. I guarantee you I'm drinking less caffeine with one of these. My ring is pretty. I do have a really good ring. Dan upgraded my ring on my 10-year wedding anniversary. It was a joke because the ring that he proposed with, he never bought. So I always gave him shit. I felt like it wasn't from him. Although he bought it. Well, he bought it, but the attorney who's actually next door to his office, who he worked for before he passed the bar, hated living in sin. So, and knowing how long we had been together, you know, he was like, Dan, you got to propose, and he knew he didn't have any money. So basically, Mike and Ed bought the ring. You know, they bought the ring because Ed was happy to contribute, and Dan needed so much money. Oh, Rita, that would be cool. Yeah, so it was always my joke. It's like, you never bought me a fucking ring, you know? You never bought me a ring, so when are you going to buy me a ring? And actually be, like, truthful and faithful and make it mean something. So it took 10 years, but he bought me a beautiful diamond. Yeah, beautiful diamond, about double the size, and perfect quality. So it's a shiner. It's a shiner. I wanted bigger at the time, but he couldn't buy bigger because he wanted the quality. And now that he did quality over quantity, I'm much happier now than I was then, if that makes sense. Hi beers. And that's the thing, is my hands swell throughout the day when I'm cleaning, and so it is a beautiful ring. And I don't want to wear it, especially like going to Vegas and stuff. I would never wear that shit there. What if I lost it? What if somebody, robbed me and made me take it off? I wouldn't do that. Eyebrows are tattooed. Everybody can have them. Everybody can have these eyebrows. You just got to find a really good eyebrow person. You too can. Especially when your hair, perimenopause, another fucking thing. You lose your fucking eyebrows. You lose your hair. You lose your skin elasticity. You lose collagen. You lose everything. And that's why we turn old. These, at least you can tattoo these. I can't tattoo my hair back, but I can tattoo this hair back and look somewhat decent, not wholly. But you can see, what's funny is they're all equal, right? The ink is the same throughout, but you can see differentiations in color. It's because that's where I have less hair. So right here, I'm hairless. Over here, I'm a little bit hairless. So it bugs me. That's my OCD, right? I'm looking and I'm like, oh my God, because I see myself every day. So it's those things that's hard to it's hard to be, it's so I might call her and be like, hey, okay, can you fix this and make this area darker because it looks like I'm patchy? Yeah. It's every 10 years your body goes through a change. It's going through. They're tattooed. I started with microblading. That hurt like a mother clucker. And what happens is over time the microblading blurs and blends and it becomes yucky. And you develop scar tissue. Now, when you can't microblade anymore because everything is ugly, you have to tattoo because you can no longer microblade anymore because they were just all blended. But what makes it hard is, if you could see like deep in my eyebrow, I have scars from the microblading. Hi, Sean Doggy. And it is horrible. It is horrible. And so that won't tattoo, right? So then you might have some, but she'll just go over it. And the tattooing doesn't hurt. Not like microblading. Microblading was not nice. It was not my friend. This tattoo, piece of cake. Piece of cake. So we scalp. Yeah, well, I'm going to need a scalper pretty soon. I'm going to need a scalper pretty soon because at the rate my hair's falling out, I'm not going to have any come next week. It's crazy. Like, I'm in a huge shedding phase. I always shed. I would always say that I probably shed a decent, anywhere from 50 to probably 150 hairs a day, right? But lately it just seems like, but I also don't wash my hair every day, so it looks so much more, but it still looks, it just gives me anxiety because it is what it is. I might be bald one day, you guys. I look at the mirror, getting old sucks. Yeah. No, it's horrible. It's really bad. Whatever. It's the nature of the beast. There's nothing I can do about it. I've used Rogaine ever since I started having issues with my hair, for years from my OBGYN. Honey, we all go through that. Honey, some of us are blessed with hair. Some of us are blessed with losing our hair. You can never predict and you can never change your cycle. So use Rogaine for the rest of your life, and hopefully you'll have new growth and it'll help stimulate your follicles. So I think Ed could go a Red Bull at 7 in the morning. I would never give Ed a Red Bull with all his heart problems. Microblading fleas, yes, it literally feels like a tattoo does, but this tattoo is so different than this tattoo. OBGYN is your doctor, your feminine doctor, doctors who deliver babies and do your pap smears and stuff like that. Yeah. at least my head's round. So if I have to, you know, some women with alopecia shave their heads, right? Because they get like, they lose all their hair or they're really splotchy. And so they do it. And if that ever happens, my hair is going to be shaved because my hair is already so thin that it would be ridiculous if I doesn't stop soon. Literally, doesn't stop soon. I might be bald. So there you have it. Just warning you. I do run walk on the treadmill. I'm not so much of a runner anymore. I run walk because my body is just done with running. It's funny because I remember my neighbor doing the same thing. My neighbor is 10 years older than me. And we used to run all the time in the neighborhood. And she hit about her 50s and she was like, I can't run in me. Hey, dope. I can't run anymore. And I'm thinking to myself, what do you mean? She goes, my body's like done. My knees hurt, my hips hurt, everything hurts, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, oh, you're crazy. You know, you just got to push through. And she started walking and then she would, you know, she's kind of cyclical with her exercise. And now, you know, she'll be on her bike and stuff like that. But I couldn't imagine. How does it just stop? She was a runner. She used to do trails and all that stuff and run like races and stuff. And I'm like, how do you just do that your whole life? And then just at 50, you're like, I'm done. Like it doesn't work anymore. Well, I get it. I get it. Now that I'm 50 and I'm not running, remember I was running 3 to 5, 6 miles a day. And then 2 months ago, it was like, God, I could barely get through 2. And it's not that my knees hurt, my hips are tight, but they don't hurt. What the hell? Yeah, 100 to 150, they say, is normal hair loss. That's normal shedding, yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how quickly it hits. And so literally, like, it hit and I was like, fuck, I can't. I'm looking at like a mile. I'm looking to see how much longer I got for 2. I tried just to keep it at 2 miles and then I walk the rest. So today I walked 5 miles. The other day I walked 6. Some days I just do 2-mile walk and a 2-mile run. My body's just like, you can't do more than 2, bitch. You need to settle your ass down. You're done. You know, you're done. Like I think the other day last week I was in such a tyrant over something that I ran 3 and I was like, wow, haven't done that in a long time. But it's horrible. Yeah, it's crazy, right, Teresa? So I don't know. It just, my body did. It just was like, yeah, you're done. My kids were like, that's weird. I'm like, well, just you wait. That's a sign your mama's getting old. I think they don't want to embrace the fact that, you know, I'm not a young spring chicken anymore. You know, sometimes when we're on vacation, you know, I run with my girls. I do more, you know, I can keep up with them for the most part. And now it's like, I'll see you for 2 miles and we're a mile in. I'll see you later. I'm coming back, you know. They're like, Mom, come on, you can do it. I'm like, no, I'm good. Bye. So it's weird. It's that weird, I think, thing for them to recognize that Mom's aging, you know, Mom's aging. And it could be also I'm tired because, you know, I've got a lot going on in my life and I don't rest enough, which is true because I don't rest enough. So there could be a lot of factors that my body's just like, bitch, you gotta slow down. And if you ain't slowing down in life, you're gonna slow down in your exercise, right? So I think so too. I think it's a little bit of everything, right? Combined, because it is what it is. I can't change the clock, but I have to learn that eventually I have to adjust my clock, you know, and realize. So I think that's my body's way of protecting me, is by saying, you can't continue to do everything. So you need to chill out here so you have the ability to chill out in the areas that we won't. Oh, hormonal decline. Hey, I'm still on birth control for my hormones. It should be helping. Watching me age and slowing down. Yeah, you know, and it's funny, Anna, because I remember, unfortunately, I didn't have my mom, right, for very long, but I remember, I really don't remember. Like, I remember my mom started getting sick when she was 50. So I remember my mom at 50, which is my age. How scary is that? So, there you have it. Told me you always were ahead of us walking and now you're waiting. Well, Sadie Bean, come on. aren't you lacking something to help you walk faster? I mean, they need to be a little bit. Yeah, well, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, hello, holy shit. Like, aren't you missing an appendage that will help the speed in which you're walking? Oh, thanks, Amber. Hey, Marianne, I got your email this morning. I'm clueless when it comes to any sort of, documents and pictures and shit like that. Texting is fun, but everything else confuses me, so let me know how I can send you that stuff. I'm inept. I'm inept. I just went through medical. Yeah. Well, there's surprises, right, Carrie? And if you just went into it and you haven't had any experience with it, hang on tight. Hang on tight, because let me tell you. And I just turned. I know, isn't that, Anna? That's my biggest weirdest thing. Is turning 50 was like, fuck. This is when my mom started getting sick. So that's my last healthy memory of her. Right? And I'm like, that was my age, and I'm like, holy shit, when I look back at the memory I have, she did look older than me at 50. So I have to remind myself that, no, she was 50, so it's just fucking weird. It's weird. It's weird when you do that. So, in my mind, I think I'm dying, right? I'm dying, and I have 3 more years left, and then I'm dead. Because in my mind, it's like, why would I live any further than my parents? So, yeah, every ache and pain, I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no, type of a thing. So, there you have it. Yeah, it's difficult, you guys. Losing a loved one so early is so difficult because you can't help but to put yourself on the same timeline. Started shedding, losing hair at 53. It was kind of like, what's happening? I know. Fran, I've always been a big shedder. It was like once I started having kids, my hair changed, right? And then I shedded forever. Andrew, it was like, I felt like after I had Andrew, my hair just didn't stop, right? And I don't know if it's just because you become more aware of it as you're losing it after kids and stuff. I know, Jane, but like my doctor says, as far as estrogen goes, I'm on the highest form. And so she thinks that this is the best thing to stay on for me because of the milligrams at the estrogen, So, I had moments when I turned 7. And did you ever really have those moments at that young age? And my hair is falling out so bad. Oh my God, Cassidy, that was the worst experience of my life. I lost hair so much and so long, forever. I don't know whatever's in my birth control pill. And so Andrew really put me for a damper. And that's when I started using Rogaine. Was 19 years ago, honestly. And, they test you. There's nothing they can do, right? If you have alopecia, there's different things they can try, different medications and stuff like that. But for just hormonal hair loss or genetic, you don't know, it's one of those things. Yeah. And stress does, and that's a form of stress-induced alopecia. So there's different types of alopecia. Like you have the people who stress out and they just lose a patch, or something like that. I went 4 years ago and started shedding then. Yeah. And I think my body's going through another shift hormonally is the only thing I can think of, because I haven't seen this much shedding in a long time. And so I was shedding normal this time. I'm like, fuck, this is a little bit more than I normally do. Now, you lose hairs throughout the day and, they're tickling you and you move them out, right? But when you're brushing and you see a clump of hair, you're like, what the fuck? Now, again, I haven't been washing my hair every day, right? Like I do normally. So I think that's why it looks thicker more, because you're losing hair. And if it's up, you're not shedding as much and blah, 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 blah. But I don't know. Yeah. I had a girl in elementary school who got toxic shock syndrome and lost all her hair. Yeah. Crazy, huh? No, I mean, some of it could be, Emily, some of it could be medication induced. Absolutely. Some of it does have side effects like that, but this, because I've been on Lexapro for almost 2 years, that's not that. It takes, Yeah, but the washing every day, I almost would prefer washing every day because then you see your normal hair loss, right? But when you wash it every other day, and it doubles, right? It doubles. It doubles. And so you're like, oh my God. So it is what it is. I just probably like coffee and beer, but beer only on Fridays. See, Galaxy, you're good. I like beer. Well, I had about 1.5 Coronas yesterday and I was done. But that's what I mean. Like sometimes I go, yeah, but I would think it wouldn't happen 2 years later. Typically, if you're going to lose hair from an antidepressant, it would have been a lot sooner than, I don't think mine is antidepressant. I think mine, because I think that would have happened a lot sooner. Such a hush subject. I hate that it's a hush subject. I don't think like, just like even talking about, you know, bedroom stuff and everybody's like, oh my God, you're so vulgar. Oh my God, do you not participate in any of those activities? You know, there are people who like, you know, they're so ashamed of being able to be vocalized about certain things. Why? Today's day and age it's fine, right? Why are we so worried about talking about mental health, right? Yeah, I'm hoping, Dolly, if I don't lose my shit before I've been using Garnier Full shampoo and has a difference, a little less shed, but Paramount said no. So I just think that, oh yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying like, you know, it's going to happen right away if it is. Thanks, N. But yeah, you know, it's scary. There's so many things that go on with a woman, you know, and we are known for our hair. You know, like when people go through cancer treatments and they lose their hair, you know, it's hard for us because we're vain. And how can we be beautiful if we don't have hair? You know? And it's one of those hardest things. It's such a big stress. And it doesn't help when you stress out about shedding, right? Because then it could happen even more. Too. So far, you talk. Yes, you're welcome. And for me, Nicole, it's such a huge thing because I'm back to, you know, abnormal shedding. And I'm scared, right? I'm scared. I'm like, holy fucking shit. Yeah, the best hair. And yeah, no, after my second make a video using rubber band from a kid with braces. Yes, that's about how thin my hair is now. I take all sorts of vitamins. You guys, I take hair vitamins. I take iron. I take, you know, a what's it called? An immunity boost vitamin. I take everything. Just go to the casino. Yeah, I just put it up a lot. There are some amazingly beautiful, and once you can relinquish that tie, I think it's very freeing. You know, if I have to shave my head at one point, it'll be very freeing because then I won't care, right? But until that happens, it's a huge stress. Now it leaves a ponytail. I know, it's hard. And I never can put a ponytail in because I'm insecure with my thinness of my ponytail, so I always clip it up. Oh, Brandy, yes, interesting. No, I've never been to a head hair spa. But I will tell you that the lady that does my cryo sculpting, she also works for a head and scalp spa where they do spa treatments for your head and stuff. And she's going to hook me up. Yeah. At your age, you're going through the change, so it's naturally declining. Estrogen causes that with your hair. It's temporary. I hope so. Studying the woman's body is not easy. So much going on. Yeah. So yeah, I take biotin tablets as well. And I do everything. All my shampoo that I use is paraben free. You know, I try to do everything healthy for my scalp. I've always been that way. When I was in 30, but I found a best friend when I worked immigrants. I just went, oh yeah, I heard. She was showing me all about it, so she's gonna hook me up with her lady. Maybe she'd give me a discount if I do a video type of thing to help promote. She's in Sacramento. My mom passed a few years ago. It was like overnight. Lost lots of hair too. Yeah, it happens. That's stress, depression, everything. Hair, you know, it's so funny. Your hair can actually cause more hair loss too. Oh, great. Well, I think too, it's because it makes you unrealistic to how many how many strands you shed, even when it's down after you brush it. And so it stays in there, right? So when you brush it, it makes it worse. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping she'll give me a discount because if I do a video, you know, typically they'll do a discount. Is there a test? Yes, there is a test. Your doctors do it. Like right now, I should be testing for my estrogen levels. Because it'll steam your hair. Steam it. But like, I always feel like when my hair is falling out, my scalp's more itchy. Psychological, probably. Hi, Erin. Thank you, Erin. My doctor suggests zinc, vitamins. Yeah, so everything that's in my vitamin for Mary Roos has all that. Magnesium, zinc, everything you need. Yeah. Hair extensions. I've done hair extensions. I got me some tracks in my head, y'all, years ago. And I almost had a heart attack because I had my friend take them out. I can only tolerate so much of them. They didn't extension, but they actually put tracks in my head where they braided my hair and then sewed them in. Bye, Marianne. I'll try to get to you today. And then when my friend took them out, all the hair I almost died because it stays in, you know, it can't fall out. So what's the typical cause of hair loss for women? Yeah, so it's estrogen, it's hormones, it's changing in your body, it's stress, it's genetics, it's all sorts of things. Mary Ruth, yes. Oh, good, Brandy. I love it. It was doing good until just recently. Yeah, so it's just a lot of changes in women's bodies when they go into perimenopause. And just had the blood test done yesterday to see if I had started menopause. Off estrogen, no joke. You probably are in it. Yeah, we're doomed. Women are screwed. Women are screwed. Mikey, where are the wildfires? Do you know where the fires are?
Up north in Chico.
About 2 hours away. If you're talking about the ones in Chico. Witch hazel and rosemary, yes. The rosemary is supposed to be really good. I was using rosemary oil for my hair for a long time after I had COVID, but it makes my hair greasy, so then I have to wash it every day, and I try not to do it. For women, that's why some women stay in HRT for life. Well, and my estrogen, so my doctor explained to me that my estrogen that I take with my birth control pill is the highest dose of estrogen, higher than HRT. So I'm still on that. Galaxy, that's really nice. That happened to my friend. She was almost bald. She'll never get them again. Oh yeah, yeah, it was horrible. But it was just my hair loss, right? But when you keep that in for months and months and months, and you see all the hair on the floor, I looked at my friend and I was like, does Taylor's hair, because her daughter wears braids, right? And so, and they put extensions in the braids, and I was like, when you take out Taylor's braids, does she goes, well, no, I mean, she has hair that fall out, but not like this. Yeah, and my hair is still falling. So that's why I'm thinking I'm in a really big hormonal change right now. Superpower, extreme heat. Yeah, it is a superpower. Hi, what's your occupation? My occupation is caregiver, mom, landscaper, plumber, gardener. Oh, what's landscape? Yeah. Pool aficionado, dog walker, dog ball thrower, creator, influencer, wife, auntie. Yeah. And before that, I was a manager of a daycare center. Dreadlocks. I had a dreadlock in my hair the other day. Not by choice, but because I clipped my hair up after the shower. Chef, yes. Housekeeper, maid, you know, slave. Can I say slave? Slave to the family at my, anyhow. I used to have a pixie, but it makes it harder for me because my hair's thin and pixies aren't cute when your hair's thin. Well, at least on me. And so at least with longer hair, I can put it up and hide it a little bit better. I won't put it down unless I curl it and it gives it some volume. Yeah, it must be that somebody said Mercury retrograde. We're in Mercury retrograde coming up, so maybe we're all shifting something. I don't know. Yeah, I had short hair for a long time because my hair. I felt like insecure about my hair. But I almost think it's better to have it longer. VO5. Does Dan pass the? Yes, he did pass the test. I was surprised, but he made it. He made it. To wear it down. Yeah. I take iron. I take iron daily. Trust me, I've been dealing with this for years, y'all. I've been dealing with this for years, but it's just picked up for some reason right now. For some reason, maybe it's because I'm not washing it every day, and so it's noticeably more clumpy. But yeah, it still gives me anxiety when I see it, you know. So, fuck. Yeah, I've taken everything. I've done it all. I've done the gamut. I've tried every kit and caboodle. I've tried everything there is for hair loss. None of them work. There's no magical solutions. Like, there's no magical solutions for your face in a bottle, you know? It's not going to be Botox, you know, perfect. No. But the Go Pure, I'm telling you, check out my video. I'm liking it. I'm really liking it. So if you're into a little change of your skin in the back of your hands, the back of my hands have changed. I've noticed that the most, right? So I'm like, it's worth trying to see. Andrew has a lot of hair in the back of his head, but he's really thin on top. Yeah, he got really thin after he used his steroids for like a year when he got sick. So he's thinning. He's gonna be like a Salinger with the hair loss. My grandfather, my mom's dad, had a head full of hair the day he died. So he doesn't take hair transplants. Yeah, so my dentist just had some hair transplants. But, you know, he just experienced a shedding, too, from the hair transplants. So, I don't know if I want to go through that much pain. Bald-headed me on top. Wigs, topper, or hats it is. Yes, and I've heard that, too. A lot of women, I mean, most of the time we have really big hair loss. It's at the top of our head. Like I'm see-through up here. I'm very see-through up here. And a lot of people, when you see women with hair loss, that's the telltale sign, you know? It's something. It's horrible. Oh, thanks, Helen. I was born with them. Yeah, it's at the top. Yeah. I mean, it thins throughout here, but it's not as noticeable, right, as it is like at the top and the sides. So for those of you who are losing hair, the problem with Rogaine is you have to continue to use it, or else whatever grows back, you know, falls out. So you guys, it's always a help, you know, to help. My OBGYN always said that. Just use it. It may help prolong the hair follicle from going out and might help aid it. So I've been using it for years to get a hair transplant. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I'd almost rather go bald, I think, at that point, you know. I'd almost rather just have a bald head and just embrace it than have to just struggle and pay all that money. You know, if there was some like red light therapy or whatever we could do to help stimulate and help, I would totally do that. I'd give it into back hairspray or powder to cover up the patch. Yeah, I don't know. It just becomes so stressful for women. You know, men, it's like, well, yeah, that fucking sucks, but you know, you can shave your head and call it a new day. From my full toppers work great. I have one to use if I go out. Oh, really? I have like clip-ins, you know, that I've had to thicken up this area. But yeah, what's a topper? I need to look at that. Boogers. Now I'm thinking about snot. Oh, good. Are you too? Yeah, the thing about the wigs is I'm weird about that stuff. I don't know. I'm just really weird about that. It just seems like too much work, you know? I might as well embrace what's happening. I know, Brandy. Girl, I'm same with you. I have, you know, I haven't had this feeling in a long time, you know? I haven't had this feeling in a long time, and now that, you know, I'm having it again, it's like, fuck. It's like, really? Come on, hair. It's not giving me hope. They did the therapy stuff, massage, red light. Oh, good. Oh, good, Brandy. So, you know, it is what it is. Like, you know, what I've come to my mind is make a hair appointment. I just have to realize that if at any point, like I've watched some of these girls on TikTok, right? Remember after I had COVID, I freaked out because hair loss was a big thing. And I was like, fuck, if I leave my hair, I almost shaved it before I lost the hair, right? Just anticipating a hair loss. And I didn't really lose that much. it was a normal hair loss for me. But you know, I just kind of adapted to, this is probably just my normal hair loss, right? This is what I lose, what I see, what I feel throughout the day. That's my normal hair loss, right? But now that I've been waiting to wash my hair and every 2 days and not brushing it or whatever, you know, then I'm seeing more. I'm seeing probably double day. And I'm like, okay, girl, you know, you just got to remember, you're not shedding as much as you used to because you keep your hair up, right? You're not brushing it as much. You don't have it down, so it's not fully shedding. And so when you're brushing your hair after a couple days and you get these knots and the balls of hair, it's because it's already fallen out, but something you've already shedded. And I'm trying to be practical about it, but it still gives you like, you know, like, oh my God, am I dying? Like, do I have some disease? Like, I thought it was just terrible, but I also have PCOS. PCOS is hard too. You got a fucking doozy. So I almost think like I saw these hairs, I saw these girls, these young girls who were fascinated. Like they're not even losing hair like I'm talking about, right? But they're overly, like they'll trim their dead ends and they're so hyper focused on their hair that they can't, it consumes them in some way or another that they just shave it. They just shave it. They rock the buzz cut or they do whatever they have to do, you know, because it's like, it's freeing. Because once you lose that identity, you know, and you make that conscious effort to get rid of it, it feels freeing. Like I can imagine, you know, every day I get out of the shower, I'm like, well, here we go. Here we go. How much hair is it going to be today? You know? And yesterday was a full day of hair. I mean, it was like, what the fuck, you know? And so I just said, you know, it is what it is. But I can imagine not having that stress every day. Right? And you ain't going to have it when your hair's buzzed. So I can see how freeing it is for people like us who are so, you know, like it's like, okay, make sure my brush is empty, you know, throw that out. Then I take my comb, you know, and then I'm like, oh, great, you know, and then it's like, okay, there's more here. And then I think I'm done. And then throughout the day, I'm picking shit off and it's like, okay, I'm dying. Like, what, am I going bald? So it's, you know, some days I just don't want that stress and so I don't wash it. But then I have double the anxiety when I wash it and I see the extra hair. Vincent, he's doing great. Thank you. So it is what it is, you guys. I mean, what do? I can imagine once you take that plunge and shave it, and I will do that if I have to. Because to be free of that and just have a buzzed head, you know, sometimes I look at men, I'm like, you guys have it so easy. It's acceptable to have a bald head. You know, for women, it's not, but it's acceptable for you. So if you're losing your hair as a man, you might still go through some of the psychological bullshit, but you're not looked at any differently. So girls, I'm there with you. And anybody experiencing dramatic hair loss right now, I'm doing it too. So don't be alarmed, don't be ashamed, and one day I may just have had enough of it and buzz my head, just so you know. I'm a lady with one, and I promise it's work too. I have to cut it every day with a buzz cut. Oh, I'm sure. But you don't have the stress, you know? You're easy in the shower, you know? You don't have to blow dry. You don't have to curl. You don't have to dry if you go out. It's just like your face, and you're like, here I am. And then you don't have the stress of the hair, right? Shit, girl. I can see how it would be just so powerful to not have that, you know? That stress every day. My hair back in a ponytail and stick on a hat. Yeah, me too. Hi, Diane. I know. I guess knowing new art, but I'm still sorry for you because I get it. I know. And, you know, and that's why I think it's really important to talk about it, because you have women who are struggling every day, who are crying, who are balled up in a corner and don't want to go outside and feel, I have that problem. I look at women with hair all the time and I'm hair envy, right? I am hair envy. For over 30, I'm allergic to wigs, so I just shave my head, yeah. It's hard some days, but it's me, and there's nothing I can do about it. 100%. And that's where I'm trying to get my mentality of, is that, you know what? It is what it is. And if that's my journey and that's what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to do it, because I'd rather have a buzzed head than long, stringy, see-through hair, which I already have, but worse than what I have. So about a little, have to brush my carpet every day. It's bad. More hair on my chin than in my head. And that's the thing, is that like my hair on my legs still keep growing. I got my eyebrows come down to here. You know, what the fuck? Instead of giving us more shit up here, give us more shit here, or let us keep our hair. I mean, I have to tell you, by Angel, every time I go out, like the lady who does my cryo, she's a sweet young girl. She's 25. Not lady, she's a girl to me. And her hair, beautiful. So I just started talking about it. I'm like, hey, do you ever lose hair? Because your hair's so beautiful. Do you ever lose hair? I'm just asking for a friend, but mine has been falling out lately. She goes, oh my God. She goes, mine too. She goes, I have been losing so much hair. She goes, I'm almost starting to get a little nervous, like every day. And it's all over my house. I feel so bad. So, you know, I think everybody does it, you know. But when you're young and have thick hair and you can afford it, it's fine. But not when you're already old and thin and half bald. Facial hair. Yeah, I dermaplane. I got my mustache. Sure do. I get a little weird nostril hairs I got to trim and cut. Yep, because my nose is so big. You got to make sure you're not so, you know, whatever. I get a little bit of fuzz here, so I dermaplane this shit. Yeah, I'm a hairy fucking beast. Yeah, sure am. I've had hair extensions. Yeah, they're not good. Not good. Not good. No, and I think like I thought about getting more extensions, like either the beads or the, you know, glue, but like my friends were like, Danielle, why would you do that? Because it's just gonna yank on your hair and it's thin, and I just wouldn't even bother. So I went to Sally's like 2 years ago. Like the clip-ins that I bought don't work with my hair anymore because that was when I dyed it. So they were perfect. I would just lift up my top, I would clip them in, and it would give me fuller, you know, look here. So but now that I'm not coloring my hair, they don't work anymore. And my hair is longer than when I had them. So I would totally go that route, where I would go to Sally's and buy the clip-ins again for when I go out and I just want a little bit more fullness, or I want my bun to be fuller in the back, that type of thing. But I don't think I would ever do anything permanent again, because I did the whole weaving tracks, you know. Do they still call them tracks? I don't know, but that's what I had in my hair for a long time. And it's great and it looks good, but you know, the itch, I couldn't handle it after a while. So I had to get rid of it. And then all the hair loss that stayed within the braids and gave me a heart attack. So I've been very hyper focused on my hair for a very long time. Many years, 20 years. So imagine living with that stress for 20 years and now seeing, you know, loss now, extra, and I'm like, has this always been this way? Or am I just more paranoid now? Bruh. But I think it's really because I'm not washing it as much. Is the size of your hair shorter than the back? My sides barely grow. No. I'm pretty good with all over. You know, my hair is all over loss, I think. Super thick and long, but 90% of the time it is in a bun. You're lucky, Stacy. You're lucky. I wish. Like, I look at older women who have really thick hair, and I'm like, I want to punch them in the throat. Because I'm like, well, how come you didn't get brushed by the hair loss fairy, you know? Well, how come your hair's so thick? Why don't I got that? Why do I got thin, fine, ugly hair? Coarse, zingy, you know? Why you got that shit? How come I got blessed with that bullshit? Now, if I had nice hair, man, that would be the trifecta. I would be so happy and so content. But no, not me. Hell no. I know. Whatever, Stacy. I got long, thick hair. It's always in a bun. It rubbed off my hair. I no longer want my hair grew. Yeah, well, I just do it here. And my hats are really loose. So it's not my hats that do it. It's just my genetics. And you can see all my hair growth, right? I mean, I grow hair. It's just, I have very fine hair. My dad had very fine hair. My mom had very thick hair, right? I didn't get that side from her, obviously. My mom had very thick hair. And my hair's I've always hated my hair because I always felt it was thin. Now I would take whatever I bitched about back in the day, but today it's fine. Like, and I remember my dad's hair he had curly hair, and you could see his scalp too, who's very fine. So it is what it is. It's my reality, but it doesn't mean that I'm not insecure about it. My hair is one of the biggest insecurities. Like, some people make fun of my nose. I got a big fucking nose. I got big nostrils, and yes, it's not an insecurity of mine. You can make fun of my nose all fucking day long. My true insecurity is my hair. You know, Delaney wants to always brush my hair. I'm like, girl, Auntie's hair's off limits. I don't have hair like mommy. You can't just, can't do it. Nope, don't touch Auntie's hair. No, I don't want you to braid it. Nope. That type of thing. So it's just, I'm hair envy. I got hair envy, and it's just always been that way for 20 years. Actually, longer than that, because even in high school, like, I look at my hair from high school, and I was insecure about my hair in high school. Shit, if I had that shit today, I'd be thinking I was great, and no more long for me. It's easier, I think. I used to have the A-line. I used to do all that stuff. I used to do, the bob, and I've had pixies before with the longer bang. I've done it all because of my insecurities. But I don't think it's made me feel any better even when it was shorter, honestly. So I just put it up, and it's fine until I have to shave it. But I'm probably going to shave it one of these days. Simple. It's easy. And especially if you have long, thick hair, I think you get tired when you get older because it's hot. Do a switch. I'll give you my hair if you give me your body. Girl, I'm selfish. I want my cake and I want to eat it too. I'm happy with my body. For 50, I think I'm okay. I'm a little fluffy in some areas I'd rather not be, but I'm slowly adjusting to it. No, I just want your hair. No, I'll just take the hair, thank you. Soon I will buy one of those hats with the ponytail attached. Oh, God. Anybody can have these eyebrows. How about my teeth? My teeth are real. I have a couple crowns, but there's only one implant that I have. But everything else is real. Even under the crowns, I still have a little bit of a tooth. Anyhow. So it is what it is, you guys. But that's the facts of life. I don't mind sharing my inadequacies, my insecurities, and everything with you guys, because I think it's important that more people do it and own it. Like, own it. I come on one day and my hair's shaved, and you're like, what the fuck? Well, I told you I was going to shave my head. I can't do it, I couldn't do it. Thanks, Jody. I was born with beautiful eyelashes. Actually, they have changed a lot. Can you believe that I was stupid enough to do eyelash extensions like years ago, pre-COVID, because I wanted them thicker? And you know what they did? They fell out because my eyelashes didn't like it and didn't like the serum. So they have changed since then. They're not as long and they're not as curly as they used to be, or as thick. But that was my fault. I should have known better. So they have failed me because I failed them. So, my whole message to everybody is to own your shit. Own your reality. We can stress, right? But stressing doesn't help our situation anymore. Now, I haven't figured out the magical solution to how to stop the stress or stop the freakouts, because they're going to be there. I think once, if I take charge and buzz my head, that's at that point that I become in charge of defining my reality with my hair. And then it won't own me anymore. It owns us, and things consume us because they own us. Our hair is one of the biggest things for women to not lose, and some of us have that problem. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I am not fortunate with the hair area. I may be fortunate in other areas, but I cannot control my hair loss. I can't do it. And there's nothing so far medically wrong with me. It's something that has happened my whole life since kids, and is my reality. So I share it because it's important, because there's other people which I see that are doing the same thing. So it's a matter of how much are you going to take, how much are you going to control. And, shaving your head, I'm one of those impulsive people, right? So I can talk about it, and then one day I might just do it. just because I get fed up with it. Charges me more because I have thick hair. Not fair. Because you have thick hair. I don't know if women would change. Hair is a very, it would be hard to give up hair, especially if you have nice hair. You don't realize what you have until you don't, right? I wouldn't wear a wig. That's not me. That's not me. I always, I massage. I think it's important to do that. I try to do, this a lot. In the, oh, it feels so good. I used to get those hair thingies that you stimulate your scalp with, and I'm gonna try that scalp massage because it's a new thing that they're starting now. They're doing scalp and hair spas where you go under this like halo and it cleans your hair and it does all sorts of stuff. Do I avoid the sun? No, I never have. So I'm gonna be in trouble. So you just do the best you can, you guys. But you have some eyelashes on your lips. God, I hope not. I just dermaplane. I should be good. My eyelashes should be shaved at this point. I gained 30 pounds since September 3rd when my boyfriend passed and then got diagnosed with Lyme disease. Oh, geez. So that is what I'm trying to overcome and stop being insecure. I wish I had some words of wisdom for you. Stacey, I think it's almost impossible, and this is just my thought and my wisdom, like with my hair. We are our worst enemies. We are our worst enemies. We carry all of our burdens, and we put ourselves through hell with them and for them. Now, the way I try to combat stress is, oh, well, here we go. Another day, another loss of 200 follicles. And I just know in my head that I try to talk to myself every day. Hey, let's try to change this. Hey, let's try to do something that we can do within our rail. If you can't walk a lot, if you can't exercise as much, try to eat better. Try to combat some of those things to make you feel better and to boost your self-esteem. We all need things. We all need reassurances. We all need accolades here and there to get us through those tough times. And it's not miraculous. It's just a lot of inner pep talks for yourself to get going and to get refreshed and to get moving, because we are our worst enemies. It's not others that beat us up. They do, but we are the worst beaters, uppers. And so my hair is my biggest attribute. Rosemary, onion juice, if you believe that will stimulate your scalp. Onion juice. Never heard that. So, anyhow, I told you, Dan always liked me with short hair, so I never had to deal with the long hair stuff. He's always liked me with short hair. But I can only tell you internally, you have to give yourself your internal pep talks every day. I'm okay. I'm important. I am worthy and I matter, right? And my feelings are just that. They're valid. But girl, how are you going to get your shit together today? And that's what I ask myself every day. Girl, what you going to do to change those things? Your hair is going to fall out. You're going to have a big ball of it when you throw it away. So just know it. Stop embracing it. Embrace it. Embrace the things we can't control, because that defines our reality. Period. Now, weight, you can control, girl. You can control. You just have to put your mind to it. Especially when you can't exercise, right? Especially when you can't exercise, you have to be extra diligent in certain things. Now, depression leads us down a different rabbit hole for sure. Loss, different rabbit hole for sure. But now it's your time to get back on track, to build some of that self-esteem back. I promise you, it works. I cut my own hair a little shorter each time. Where's onion juice? How do you get onion juice? Oh, yes, Pam. Exercise sucks. You guys, it's not enjoyable to me. It's just part of my routine. It's like automatic for me, right? My exercise. My exercise is not like I go every day I wake up, I'm like, yeah, I got to get on that treadmill. I got to suffer. I got to lift some weights to keep my bat arms from shaking more than they do now. Help me eating my chips and gaining the pooch and the fupa. You know, it's not like I like to do it either, but I've done it for so long, it's part of my routine. You know, raw eggs. Hell no, I can't eat an egg sandwich, you guys, anymore. I'm done. It sends me to the bathroom. Every time I shit, it's because I'm eating an egg sandwich. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. Working out, and it helps, right, relieve a little stress and anxiety. So we need to rid that. But I wake up thinking every day about my hair. I'm like, great, I put it up. Fucking thin ass motherfucking hair. Fuck you, hair, for betraying me and myself. But I can't control it. And I still think about it, and I still know I can't control it, and it still stresses me the fuck out. But it is what it is. Fuck you, hair. I'll take this out. Guess I didn't need you today. Stacy, that's my point. Anytime I can give back to somebody, that's my, whatever you take from these things is, girl, you are the biggest proponent of yourself and your mind change. Nobody else. I can help you and tell you, get off your fucking ass and stop wallowing in your self-misery. Do something about it, because it's only going to get worse when you don't put that foot forward, right? Make your fucking bed. Accept the things we cannot change and fix the things we can. Now, I ain't perfect, and I struggle every day with it. So, but talking to you guys and seeing that we all have the same issues, if not different, but the same fucking mindset. Do it. Love it. At least I can, you know, exercise and I get my shit done and I do this and I do that, but I'm still failing. My body's still failing me. My hair is still failing me, you know. It is what it is. But you got to move on. You got to mourn them. You know, say a little prayer. Oh, Lord, how I wish you had stayed in my hair. My hair's so thin already, but you must leave me for some reason. And fuck you, and fuck you. I don't know. Just try to make fun of it. Hey, V. So anyhow, oh, thanks, Carl. How do you deal with panic attacks? Shit, that's a long road for me. I can tell you, once I realized I was not dying, right? The first thing you have to realize is you're not dying, right? You're not having a heart attack. You're not doing anything that is going to be life-threatening. Start breathing. Start breathing. Cold air helped me. Cold air helped me. Sometimes just movement. Getting out, pulling over on the side of the road, putting music on, singing along, and trying to be mind over matter is really important. So that's the best thing you can do. And it started working for me. Once you believe that you can change that course, once you believe, you see that you have the power to stop it, it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game. So once I realized that my mind was stronger than the attack itself, I can stop them. You know, with breathing, cool air helps me. Sometimes rolling down the windows with the air full blast if I'm driving. Sometimes just getting out of the house, walking around, doing something to relinquish all that anxiety that's building up inside, and deep breaths. That helps me a lot. Sometimes if I have to cry while doing it, I do it, you know. Lexapro has really helped me as well, because my panic attacks were coming back like a vengeance before the Lexapro. So, can you not give them bottled water?
I want to do that for two reasons. There's no cold water out here.
Yes, there is.
Is there cold water now?
There's been. Anyhow. Anywho, you guys, I gotta go. I got shit to do. It's 11 o'clock. Fuck, I've been on here longer than I wanted to. If Christy, you're here, I'm sorry. I'll call you now. Shit, I gotta go. I told Christy I would talk to her at 10:30. Y'all kept me here asking questions and keeping me talking. Anyway, I gotta go. Remember, you are important, you matter, and you're worthy. And I'm behind my fucking schedule. I'm behind my fucking schedule. Now I got anxiety. Breathe, Danny, breathe. Anyhow, thank you guys for being here. I got business to do, people to talk to, and shit to get done. So remember, you're important, you are worthy, and you matter, and your feelings are just that, yours. Embrace them. Try to work on the things you cannot control. and the things you can put more focus on. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope to see you tonight. If Dan's still pouting about his account, you may just have me, and that's fine for those of you who enjoy me. Those of you who don't, well, fuck off, and I'll see you next week. So anyhow, love you guys. Have a good day. Hi, Trevor. Bye, Trevor. You're welcome, C. Now wait for that Linktree thing, and then you'll really thank me.